can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch. Oh, yeah. So easily
We
affected.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
So yeah, I have my coffee and I listen to that while I walk over to my parents, and then I bet on whatever he mentions blindly.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good Juju.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good Juju. With me today is Curtis and RJ. How you doing, boys?
Hey.
Good evening.
We're here to celebrate after the lows of last week. The Celtics have officially advanced and are on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, hit the button. Hit the button. Yeah, roller coaster ride. Who knew Doc didn't? Doc already got fired.
I know, isn't that great?
It's the best. Best news of the week.
Yeah, breaking news. Beep, 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 beep.
Kurt, your boy Bartek was all over the fire Doc Rivers bandwagon.
Oh,
As he should be. Doc Rivers is one of the worst coaches in NBA history. He
fine.
botched the Orlando Magic dynasty.
did he really? He was their coach?
Dude, he had a chance to get Tim Duncan, Grant Hill, and Tracy McGrady, and he lost Tim Duncan in free agency because he told Tim Duncan that his wife and kids couldn't come on the team.
Couldn't come on the plane. Yeah, that's a hot take.
And the Spurs were like, Popovich was like, hell yeah, they can come on the plane, and we'll win 4 championships. So thanks, Doc.
Thanks,
Is
Doc.
this a verified story?
Yes, it's like a famous story, NBA story. Yeah,
Wow.
it's
That's
famous.
But I mean, they drafted him though. So what are we talking about? The Spurs drafted Tim Duncan.
Yeah, he was eligible for free agency.
Oh.
And he was going to either re-sign or go to the Magic.
I see,
Like he
I
was
see.
going to form the first super team with
Yeah.
McGrady and Grant Hill.
Well, that goes deep.
So thanks, Doc.
Hey, he won a championship for the Celtics, so I don't have the most ill will towards him.
Yeah, right.
And I appreciate everything he's done in Philadelphia.
So we're actually celebrating Doc Rivers, and personally, we're sad he's been fired.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully he goes to Milwaukee.
That's pretty good.
I am disappointed that we're facing the Heat. This is the last opponent I would ever want to face.
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
playoffs.
playoff Jimmy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. We'll try to score over 110, and they'll try to keep us under 100. Good luck.
That's true. And they got all the the guys that nobody really knows who they are, and they come in the game and they hit big threes, and you're like, oh my gosh, this
Who's
game
this
is
guy?
tied.
Who's this guy? Right. And G. Willie's going to be trying to defend these guys.
Is Duncan Robinson shooting threes for him still?
Oh yeah, so is Strus. And yeah, Max Strus, baby, the bearded one.
I
the
don't
real beard.
I don't think I watched one game in the Knicks Miami Heat series.
Really?
Yeah.
It was awful.
I believe it.
What is the situation with Hero's injury?
He gone. Yeah, he's
Done
not,
for the season,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
No.
So if we lose to Duncan Robinson
Yes.
and Max Strus,
And don't forget Gabe Vincent.
and it's Lakers versus Heat again.
Oh, my God.
Oh God,
That will break my heart.
So that's our worst case scenario.
But, I mean, the Nuggets are up 25 or something at the end of the first half of the first game. So,
Are you hoping for Lakers or Nuggets?
absolutely, I'm hoping for Lakers. But
he
I did
definitely wants the Lakers.
I did put that free bet on Nuggets 4-1 per Jolly Big's advice. So,
I only have the Celtics.
yeah.
And I don't have enough of the Celtics. So,
Nobody does.
guys, I did make one bet that I was able to get down on
Hmm?
when we were talking about how to attack the Celtics market. I went Jaylen Brown,
MVP.
MVP.
Oh, nice.
Finals MVP.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus 500 or so. What was it?
Plus 1,000 on PointsBet.
Wow. 10-1. That's nice. That's neat. Well, they're going out of business. So, what the hell?
No, Fanatics
Fanatics bought
has
him,
them.
right?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
bought them. I'm just
Fanatics
kidding.
has them.
Yeah.
So I guess we got Fanatics now in the state.
I mean, that's huge news.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Who knows? They're just going to wrap the sports book and call it a day and offer 30-cent bets. I don't know.
Right. Are they going to let people bet?
Or are they just going to have a whole
That
nother
would be
platform?
great.
Hopefully, I mean, I don't see them giving it a sign-in bonus or whatever, sign-up bonus or whatever. But if they do, that'd be neat. That's all I care about.
Imagine baking cookies and you don't sell cookies. right? We own a bakery.
That's pretty.
And
good,
we
yeah.
bake cookies, but we don't sell them
Right.
to you.
Right. We just hired Drew Brees to talk about them.
Yes, yeah. Hey, check these cookies out. Can't have them.
They're only for skinny people. Well,
Yeah.
that was a little weird, but okay.
Ripstone points bet.
I had no problem with PointsBet, but I also have no sadness in my heart to see them leave. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come in, Fanatics. Hopefully your promos are worthwhile. I haven't been promo banned or anything on PointsBet, but I hardly find anything worth doing on there to begin with.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have the best line, and when they do, I play it.
So my favorite part about PointsBet was it seemed like every couple of weeks they'd give me a survey to fill out, and they would give me $5.
That's neat.
And I'd always just be like, yeah, your sports book stinks. So I don't know if that's why they would keep giving it to me or what, but every couple of weeks I would just get a $5 free bet to put on something silly.
They've given me a $2 free bet for 60 straight days or
Oh.
whatever, and I have not played it once.
That's fantastic. I played it a lot.
I don't care about the $2 bet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm not taking advantage of free bets, but whatever.
It's a lot of work to come up with a $2 bet that you will give a crap about.
I mean,
And it's even harder to win it.
I should definitely just go in and find a plus 1,000 a day and throw it on it.
That's what I was doing.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
That's what I was doing. I got to where I'm like, oh yeah, I should just pick first basket and then add a thing.
I'm not even doing the prize pick taco things right now on Tuesday. I'm not doing hardly anything.
Yeah, busy man.
So, no, not necessarily.
Oh.
Like, I've put in 7, 8 bets. I've just kind of gotten to a point where I'm playing the same things. I feel like I'm in a rut, like a real rut right now.
We'll probably get on that topic soon, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that soon, guys. Okay, fine. So, NBA, we need to get back talking about the NBA.
Yeah,
finals,
sorry.
or the NBA
Sick.
playoffs, because this is genuinely interesting and exciting right now.
Yeah. Did you see ESPN were like, they released you know how they do like the little computer probability to win or something?
Yes.
They gave the Miami Heat a 3% chance to win the series. It's like, are you serious?
That's pretty ridiculous.
That's like Vegas would like to differ with you, ESPN's computer.
That's like Detroit Pistons, right?
That's crazy.
3%.
Like the Pistons and
Yeah.
the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
with
because like 3%'s got to be like, oh, somebody gets hurt, right? Tatum gets hurt.
That's like
and somebody can win.
35 to 1.
Okay, so with the Denver Nuggets up 18 points at halftime in the first game, the series price is minus 250 for Denver.
That's incredible.
So,
I mean, that's
Free money, right?
absolutely not.
155 blew my mind. I did not know that
Yeah.
was the price of that. I mean, that's got to be, what are they like pricing that for Lakers fans?
They gotta
Hammering
be.
that,
They gotta
right?
be. Yeah. Well, I'm going to dabble, but I'm really over betting on NBA.
What made you play the Nuggets?
At Josh_insights this morning.
Gosh, you are a loyal follower.
Oh my God, it's just how I start my day now. It's like, I wish I could tell you like he's just hitting home runs, but he's not. But I appreciate the context and I appreciate the content. So yeah, I have my coffee and I listen to that while I walk over to my parents, and then I bet on whatever he mentions blindly. Yeah, just spoken like a true Joe.
It sounds like you're in a rut as well.
Yeah, you probably could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah, more interested in playing craps.
What are you doing right now with the NBA playoffs, Kurt?
Losing my ass.
Okay.
It's all the boosts. I mean, the boosts are killing me.
Oh, those don't count.
Oh, they don't count. Well, then
No.
I'm about break even,
Yeah, that's good.
if not counting the boosts. I mean, I'm like one for.
What's your angle on the the conference finals games? Like, do you have series wagers? Do you have anything you're looking at game to game?
Yeah, just betting props, just tailing props.
Man, I can't do it anymore on the props for
I know.
NBA.
Yeah, it can be a pain in the
Like
ass.
these
but-
rotations are getting so tight, which is
Yep.
like it takes everybody out, and then the superstars have an off game.
Yep.
And I'm not going to go into NBA playoff games and bet unders so I can watch the game. That's not in my
No
blood.
kidding. Yeah, I'm just banking on my future bets and then
Yeah, big boys.
betting the props, and it's extremely frustrating.
Are your futures bets looking good?
Of course, as long as the Heat don't win the finals, it'll be a nice payday, no matter who wins.
Nice.
Good.
Little bankroll builder for old Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Huge bankroll builder.
So, speaking of Las Vegas, Kurt, I know you played a lot of poker. I played a lot of poker back in the day. I also watched a lot of poker.
Oh, that was so fun, right?
Yeah.
When the ESPN picked it up, was it Milwaukee's best or whatever?
We were all in college.
Jack
when-
Links.
Jack Links too, yeah.
I feel like we were in college when the whole thing blew up.
Yeah, I think we were in
Yeah.
high school still.
Really? You think it was blowing
No.
up that early? I feel like when we were in college,
Yeah.
ESPN really started pushing the World Series of Poker.
It's
And
2003 with Moneymaker.
Oh, so 2002, that's when Moneymaker won.
I mean,
that was
somewhere
the
around
year.
there, 2003, 2004, something like that.
Yeah.
so we would have been right in college.
Right.
I remember playing it in the dorms.
Party poker.
Yeah.
Remember
Oh
party
my
poker?
god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Disaster.
I will tell you, I never pulled a penny out of any of those online poker sites I played on.
Oh man.
But I put a lot in.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
man, that's funny.
Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
Did you play those?
I paid for a Vegas trip.
And then they started having blackjack. You could just click the button and
Yes.
be on blackjack.
I remember you were like, you got on customer support and like yelled at him about it being rigged one time. Just
Sounds like me. Sounds like something I
just
would
like,
do.
Bud, like, what are you doing playing blackjack on this thing? And here I am, like, dying for blackjack to come to Illinois. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He's not.
I hate blackjack.
He's not.
Well, I was pretty bummed to see the news of Doyle Brunson's passing.
Very sad.
Yeah.
He was one of the legends of that era. Even though at that point he was already a legend. Like, he kind of was the one when they really went big and national, as far as I was aware, who was referenced as the legend and the great one and the World Series of Poker multiple time champion.
Yeah, he didn't. When the big poker boom kind of started, he didn't really make it deep into the tournaments.
Sure.
So, like, he was a big cash game player. So, like, they'd have these shows late night on TV, and it was like $1 million cash game.
Yeah.
Where, like, the best players, you know, Doyle, Esfandiari, Hellmuth, Negreanu, they'd all buy in for Ivy. They'd all play together, and they'd all buy in for $500,000, $1
Yeah.
million.
I remember those.
And the pots would get 700,000, 800, you know,
Play a no limit. Texas
1.2
Hold'em.
million, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was a big part of that. And so that's when I really started following him. And he just has that reputation of being a nice guy. He never yells at anybody, never gets upset at
Yeah.
anybody, treats everybody well. And you know, a phenomenal poker player. He won a lot. So yeah, it's definitely a sad weekend, but you know, a lot of good memories
Yeah.
that he leaves behind. So, and he'll always be remembered as one of the greats.
Do you still watch poker on TV much?
It's not on TV much anymore.
Au contraire.
Is it? Is it on?
No, it's like on all the regional sports networks
it?
now,
Yeah.
and Fox Sports 2s, and
I mean, on Sling, there's two, actually. That's like there's
Two
two poker
channels?
channels.
Nice.
yeah.
For, like on the free section.
But
where
you
get
don't
it.
see it on like ESPN's main channel the
No.
way you used to.
I don't know when the last time
They'll-
they showed it was.
they do the
Or
main
maybe
event.
maybe our viewing habits have changed to where we're not randomly on ESPN anymore the
At
way
2 in
we
the
would have been.
afternoon?
Yeah, not even at 2 in the afternoon. Just we're not on these networks the way
Yeah.
it was a primary focus of entertainment back when we were in college.
Yeah.
So they'll put the main event, they'll put the final table on ESPN.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on ESPN2, they'll put like the last couple days on, right? So they'll broadcast it on ESPN2, and then once
Okay.
it gets to the final table and they play it live in November, they'll put it on TV on ESPN. On like they'll put it on Tuesdays or something like that,
Sure.
right?
So
And it'll be live.
one thing I'm excited about, speaking of the World Series of Poker, is our guest next week. RJ, I know you know a little bit more about him than I do,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I do have one experience and one encounter with the great Jesse Howells,
Yeah.
who's going to be joining us. He is going to be at this year's World Series of Poker. He's played in it several years. He gets staked, and we're going to learn a lot more about the process that goes into that and the process of, I don't know if is he a professional poker player?
He's not. He's
officially?
not really a professional poker
Right.
player, but he does it in a professional way, right? Like
Right.
you know, he kind of admitted that like he's not actually a professional, but he's getting staked, which is like something I didn't really consider. Like me and Tim on the Better Life talked about that a little bit, like just staking random people on Twitter. To see how they do in the tournament. I didn't realize it was as big of a thing as it was until he sent over all that paperwork and stuff about like the contracts and the situation and the sharing of the revenue. So it's gonna be really interesting to get really hear from somebody who has gone so many times to play in the World Series of Poker. And even when I was going to Cleveland in person. He was already doing it then, so he's been doing it for quite a while.
If he's available for sponsorship on his body, if he makes the final table, just let us know pricing. We're open to the conversation.
That'd be awesome.
If you have a friends and family discount, Jesse, let us know.
Oh, baby. Like, that's the thing, right? Everybody, like, pays him to wear hats.
He's going to have, like, 1,000 people wanting to put something on him if he makes the final table, though.
Right, so we got to get in early. Good call.
Right. No worries, Jesse. We just believe in you.
Oh, man, good segue. I did just happen to add some merch to the store and revamp the selection. Wrote some semi-funny product descriptions using AI. So, yeah, little spot there. Go check out the merch store real quick.
I'm going to check it out myself when I get home tonight.
And there's a pretty sharp trucker hat on there that I think would look good on Jesse while he's playing poker. That just says good juju with the dice.
Oh.
I'm going to have to check those hats out myself.
Yeah. Me too.
When you're looking to find the link for that, just head on over to one of our accounts on Twitter or Instagram. Go ahead and follow, whatever you're supposed to do.
Yeah, we're getting good at this.
Then click on through to the podcast while you're doing that. Give us a follow there, like those, and then hit play on all of them and listen to all of them for us.
Yeah. And if you
come on back to the merch store and then click into the merch store. Buy a few things for us.
If you get this far and you don't like the content, just feel free to play all the episodes on mute, like while you're sleeping. And God bless you for getting this far if you don't like us rambling about gambling on random things.
Perfect. Okay. So
good tease. I'm excited. I hope you're excited, Kurt. I know you're excited, Pete.
Yep.
Like, this is going to be a fun guest.
Very excited. Expect that next week, folks. We're going to have a good time with Jesse. Last thing we want to get to before today's main topic. Did anyone else see Aaron Judge's controversy? I'm putting air quotes up around that.
Oh, boy.
Last night.
No.
I did
Did he flip a bat or something? What's going on?
I did not know this was a thing. He's in the batter's box. He's looking at the pitch, and his eyes glance back.
Oh. To the catch, try to steal a sign, huh?
Well, we don't know exactly where his eyes glanced back to.
Christ.
He says he was looking back at the dugout like, guys, be quiet. But the Blue Jays think he was trying to look and see what they were calling. And if this isn't the dumbest thing you've ever heard two grown people argue over, then what on earth could it be?
So wait, they were actually arguing about this on one of the network shows?
The announcers were incensed for Blue Jays TV that he dare glance backwards while in the batter's
Oh, my
box.
Lord.
Unbelievable.
What, did they hit him?
The Blue Jays manager then spoke about it during his press conference
my God.
after the game.
Baseball is so dumb.
Aaron Judge and Aaron Boone were then asked about it after the game, to which, of course, they had to probably lie and be like, no, I was just looking at the dugout. What? To which we should all say, how on earth is this something that anyone should care about? For the record, why are they not looking back at the catcher every single time?
Sure.
Like, what you got there? Oh,
Right.
You know I'm right here.
Right.
I don't know.
Like, why does the pitcher not just, like, talk into his mitt and it goes to the catcher?
So that's how it works. So he's probably looking at where the catcher's setting up, right?
Right.
Because they have the piece.
Oh,
where
they do
call,
actually
They call
do?
the game on the wristband, and the pitcher's wearing a piece
Yeah.
in his cap, and he can.
So it does
That's how
work
they
that way.
communicate. Yep.
Yeah.
They started doing that.
They figured
this
that
year.
out after the NFL did it. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So he's probably looking where the catcher's set up.
Sure,
at,
why not,
Outside,
right?
inside, right.
Is that a thing you're not supposed to do?
I have never heard of that. That's
This
insane.
is silly.
So why
insane.
it was on my television all day while I was working
Wow,
in the
slow.
background. I had the MLB network on all day.
Slow news
Never
day.
heard of it.
Why is this?
We've
on
been
my
watching
TV?
baseball for what, 25 years?
Oh my
30
God.
years? I've never heard of that. as
Like,
being
yeah,
a big
looking
deal.
at video in the clubhouse of what they're calling and then relaying it via banging on garbage
Yes.
cans. Cheating. Cheating. Your eyes casually glancing backward while you're in a box. You should do that every time, guys, if you're not.
So were they relating it to that as egregious of cheating as that?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
they zoomed in on Aaron Judge's eyes so many times to show him. There it is.
Like
glance.
He's not a bad guy in the league, right? Like everybody was super excited about him hitting home runs and stuff.
It's a non-story, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, he's a Yankee, so
I mean, I don't
decent
even
chance
think looking in at the catcher signs from second base is cheating.
No.
I think that's completely fine too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Bush League.
Right.
That's how the game is played.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So I don't know what the deal is, but I did see on my phone that Judge did hit a bomb tonight, which is going to be funny.
Well, it was that pitch he hit a bomb.
Oh.
No, he hit a home run tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying last night.
Oh,
he hit a bomb.
Well, it's easy to do when you know where the catcher's mid is.
Baby. So he went back to back both days. That's going to be great. I wonder if they hit him tomorrow.
Well, you give us a recap on Twitter of what MLB Network is talking about tomorrow.
I hope I don't. I don't want to know any more about this. I just can't. Like you,
That's
so you've
unbelievable.
never heard of this before,
No,
Kurt, right?
no.
You've never heard of
No,
this, have you? Like
absolutely
this
not.
is what?
Yeah, this is crazy.
I was blown away by it.
So, quick recall, speaking of baseball, to last week when we were excited to talk about the Oakland A's. Last night, the Oakland A's, you guys want to guess the attendance? 2,064.
2064.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's unbelievable, right?
So that's announced attendance, right?
yeah.
That means there were not 2,000 people
Right.
in that stadium. That's people who bought tickets and didn't go as well, right?
I don't know. I imagine,
Oh
right?
man.
Maybe that's all the bleeps in or something.
Is it, or is it the turn counter
Yeah,
thing?
who knows? Who cares? 2,064. They already had the lowest
Okay.
average attendance.
Whatever the number it is,
Yeah.
it's whatever the Oakland A's could juice up as
Right.
best they could.
Right. Right.
So that's whatever the most juiced up version of the number is.
So there was actually like 800 people
right.
counting the teams.
I mean,
There was a giveaway, and half those people walked through the turnstile for the giveaway and then
Right.
turned back around and walked right
oh my
out.
god.
Can I get my Las Vegas towel and get out of here?
Can you imagine if you went to that game last night and it was like 50-50 tickets, the jackpot's 87,000 or something like that,
Oh,
right?
but that wouldn't be that much. It would be like $87 because it's only half.
Does it roll over though?
Oh,
If
no.
it doesn't hit after game?
No, absolutely. How could it not hit?
You know you could get tickets for free to these games. Like
Sure.
you could get tickets so dirt cheap.
Buy a taco.
If I lived over in Oakland and they're getting $2K a game, I am going to as many A's games as humanly possible. I'm trying to get every game. Yeah, I'll take a $5 ticket. Thank you.
Right.
Go in the game.
Move
and then
down.
I would spend the entire game working my way down, getting
Yeah.
as close to the action as I can. Be like, really, guys, you're going to hold me up? I'm the only person who's going to walk into this section. Maybe let's just be cool here for a minute. I'm here. I'll
Right.
buy a hot dog, okay? But
Yeah.
not if it's over $3. Only if it's under $3.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think, like if I let's say I just had a magic wand and I could go to the Chiefs game for let's say free, I would probably go to a lot of games and like take the whole family, right? So like if I could go to the Oakland game for $5,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would probably
we can
do it
go
a
to
lot.
the Chiefs game cheap, and we still don't that much.
yeah, you say it's cheap, but
but
if we just buy tickets, it's kind of expensive.
okay, I understand.
Right.
What I'm saying
Right.
is the relative markets.
Yes.
That
Yes.
I would be willing to go to way more games if it's still at a discounted price. At a certain point, you could give me enough Chiefs free tickets, and I'd be like, no thanks.
Right.
But for the A's, if you were like, hey, there's, what is
Right.
it, 81 home games a year, and you get them for $5 a pop,
Right.
well, you're going to see me at like 70 games. If I
Right.
don't have kids. Let's
Yeah,
also
sure,
consider
sure.
that,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like if the salesman is like, hey, we'll put the Dice mascot on the wall for $95 and you get season tickets, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll take those and I'll probably go to a lot of these games. Totally. I could see that happening. So, well, welcome to Las Vegas, guys.
I mean, it's going to be epic when they land in Vegas.
They'll draw a lot more than
It's gonna be-
2,600.
Well, yeah, they
40.
released some numbers about the projected attendance, of course, and it was more than the stadium could hold.
What?
Of course.
Standing room only.
Juice in the numbers.
All right, so we're hitting the doldrums at this point in the year.
Mm.
Unfortunately, we're only finding ourselves with one NBA game, one NHL game, and whatever baseball's giving us from the major sports. We then kind of have both alluded to, RJ, that we kind of got to figure out what we're going to do and what we're excited about as we head into the summer months.
But as far as the gambling,
Right.
we're looking, because it's just baseball, right?
Well, that's the thing. Right now, as it sits, my bet log is very heavy on baseball.
Yeah.
It's getting lighter by the day on NBA and NHL now that we're starting to close out that. I have been dabbling in some plays, tailing a few folks in MLS, getting a little soccer action in there. That's been pretty successful so far. And I have, by and large, ignored golf intentionally so far this year, despite the fact that I absolutely destroyed golf last year.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think golf is a silly thing to bet on.
I know. It feels really silly.
I know you had a crazy run last year, but
I profited 42 units in golf last year.
Wow.
I
And
was
you're really
plus
giving it up.
42 units. And I did not start off well this year. Like nothing major, like down like 4 to 5 units total. And rather than chase last year's highs in January and February, I just kind of figured, you know what, forget it. And turned it off for a little while. I want to come back to it because I know it's going to provide the kind of summer leisure that I enjoy, which is warm summer Sundays with golf on in the background and whatever you're doing at the forefront. I had kind of said, you Kurt, I think you basically are just sticking to MLB all summer long.
Yep, I'll be doing MLB, my typical 15 to 20 wagers a day on certain props and totals and overs, unders. I mean, on Sundays, I you know what? On Sundays, I will bet races. I was getting into that last year. NASCAR, absolutely.
What are your markets?
Just winner.
Winner markets.
Just winner markets.
All right.
No placing, just winners.
Does that feel any different than golf to you, RJ?
Well, NASCAR is kind of fun to watch.
NASCAR's awesome to watch. And they're mostly boost, right? So like every Sunday there's going to be a boost on FanDuel for the race.
Yeah,
that's how they did it last year.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I'll be
Any boost.
be into.
I mean,
yeah.
I did bet on NASCAR last year. I probably won't do that much this year because it's just as much fun to just bet on the boost and then turn it on the TV. It's same with golf, like whatever. But golf is just like, I mean, it's only cool when there's a playoff hole.
Agreed.
Like NASCAR is like a playoff hole every week.
For me, golf provides 4 days of slow burn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
You get it in the background. It's never in the foreground until you kind of get to Sunday.
Yeah.
I would always watch a Cub game over golf, but for 4 days, you get daytime sports, and that's a big sell to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it would intrigue me to bet, because you are betting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you work from home and they're teeing off at 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, your time.
Yeah.
And you can bet, 3-ball, right? Or just matchups for that day. Absolutely. That sounds like a great idea.
Sure.
If you got to find somebody knowledgeable enough.
Are those the 4 biggest summer markets? Baseball, obviously, is
Yes.
the biggest market in the summer.
Yeah.
Then you've got NASCAR, you've got PGA,
I mean, I couldn't tell
MLS.
you the 4.
MLS.
That's
I mean, Premier League. When do they stop?
Who knows?
I have no idea. Sorry, audience, we're not your go-tos there.
I mean,
I do want to start betting on soccer more.
when does preseason college football start?
Right. Probably
Isn't
next
that Tim's thing? USL?
week. Well, that's USL, which is not MLS.
I know. It's the level right below it.
Yeah, which
I
is kinda
follow
neat.
a team in the USL, New Mexico United. I got gear.
Shout them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I give them a watch.
Yeah, so that's Tim's thing, which, I tail him from time to time. But it's like, few and far between on him releasing free plays on the Twitter, which, I get why after he talked it out with me. But yeah, betting on soccer sounds all right.
And so anything else? Are there other sports that I'm really kind of blanking on?
No.
You got your individual one-off events kind of throughout the summer, too.
Yeah.
There's 2 more horse races
NBA
we won't
draft.
bet on. You got the NBA draft. You got, I don't
We'll
know.
definitely be betting on the NBA draft.
Summer
God.
ball. Can you bet on Summer League?
I don't
Yes.
think so. Yeah, can you?
Yeah,
you bet on
absolutely.
Summer League?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. All right, well, let's
That
start
whole thing's questionable. We'll see.
studying up.
Right. So there are various ways to stay engaged throughout the summer, whether it be betting into some of these markets or preparing for the upcoming football season. We're closing in on 3 months until college football season.
I mean, training camp starts in like 6 weeks
Yeah.
for football, for NFL.
Be here before I know it.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Right. So whether it's betting for the summer or preparing for the fall, there's an awful lot to still be paying attention to. And I know we've been talking recently about kind of how we utilize Twitter and how we engage in that space via, following accounts that we trust and rely on, as well as kind of even cultivating those further into the accounts that when they send out messages, we've got our notifications turned on and we're getting them as soon as they drop. We like to interact with these accounts ourselves as much as possible just to kind of build that sense of community. And so one of the things that we thought might be useful for tonight is to run through some of the accounts that we are going to be paying closer attention to over the next several months. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, for one reason or another.
Right. And that's kind of the point. You may not be into any of these in particular, but if you're not finding one of these accounts useful in one way or another, then
yeah. So I think kind
that.
Yeah, I think kind of the point you're trying to get to is that we have now spent a great deal of time on the Twitter. So we have found these accounts useful or entertaining or engaging or whatever. And when you first get on there, it's like, oh, I don't really know what to do, so I'm just going to follow 10,000 things because that's what Twitter wants me to do. And most of that is bullcrap, right? So
right. The names that are going to pop up are generally not the names that you are engaging with after you figure it out.
Right. It's people paying for check marks and beating the algo and whatever. So I think what we're going to try to provide here is maybe an interesting list of thoughtful accounts that will help you get through your day as a degenerate gambler.
Awesome. I'm going to kick us off, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
all right, let's do it.
For it.
So my first name that I want to spotlight is the reason I won so much money gambling on golf.
Oh, good one.
Now, whether or not we can fully trust in golf markets long term, our friend Mr. Brad Thomas absolutely crushed last year, picking outright winners in the golf markets. My profit that I won in golf was almost entirely due to him. And so from that perspective, Mr. Brad Thomas also provides a lot of entertaining content.
Yeah.
He's definitely more in the what's the word, content creator mold, who does also offer picks, which is, I enjoy that. I enjoy the ones who interact with their community, have fun. You send a message, you retweet him, you do any of those things. He's always nice and comments on it and is supportive and kind of upbeat and lively. So he was the first name on my list that came up. What do you think?
Real quick, like, in the, I'm going to air quotes, the industry, right? Like a little bit derogatory sometimes to say content creator, but like at the end of the day, like we're here to be entertained.
Right. I think he's one who is very open about, I'm here to entertain and I'm going to give you some picks and we're all going to have a good time. Check out what's happening at my barbecue.
Yeah. So yeah, I do appreciate that about any of these people where it's like, if you can entertain me, like kudos to you. Now, if you're doing it in a weird way, it's like, all right, I'm probably not here for the gambling advice.
Yeah. When I'm sitting around at my 4th of July barbecue here at the Jeffrey Garage and I see a post of him in his apron celebrating his 4th of July barbecue, it's like, hey.
Yeah. It's relatable.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
And what's the handle on that?
At Mr. Brad Thomas.
At Mr. Brad Thomas.
Absolutely crushed with his PGA picks last year.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
Who's yours, Kurt? Who's your first?
Oh, we're going to do this roundtable.
Let's
we'll
just
do
keep doing
roundtable.
it. You don't need to hear me the whole time.
Yeah.
I think number one on my list, the first one on my list is gambling D-bag.
Okay, give me a rundown.
Well, I love gambling D-bag because the humor that he provides, right? And I can't remember, I think it was you who turned me on to him.
Yeah.
Just some of the, I wouldn't say obnoxious, I would just say
Very ironic. Yeah.
Relatable, funny posts that he makes just about the absurdity of what goes on in the sports betting.
Especially gambling Twitter.
Yes, gambling Twitter specifically.
Yeah.
So he's more in the mockery.
He's
It's a satire.
definitely, it's a satire account.
But it is funny.
It is fantastic. You're not going to get any plays, but you follow him, you're going to get these little tweets, maybe a couple a day, maybe one every other day, and it's going to make you laugh and smile. So
yeah,
I always enjoy seeing those posts on my timeline.
Absolutely. Like, I'm not going to say I got notifications turned on for him, but I do read his tweets when I see them.
Absolutely.
So yeah, nice entertaining content there.
Great. What about you, RJ?
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and start with somebody that I actually just blindly tail, since we're not really talking about people we blindly tailed this year. I guess you kind of mentioned it. But yeah, so TGB, this guy bets, pretty much getting most of my baseball action from him. And it's one play a day at most. And sometimes it's a little bit of a weird thing, like a 2-game or 2 SGP, same game parlay. And sometimes it's something that's like minus 170, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, but the guy's got a crazy track record from last year and continuing the trend this year. So I try to get on his action as many days as I can, and I even eat additional juice on his plays. I don't really care.
So how quick do you have to be after he drops?
I mean, you got to be really quick. So you got to build the muscle, if you will, on how to actually tail him. But it is thoughtful writing, and like you can just read the article and kind of get a sense of, a lot of what I see you do. Old Jolly St. Vic over here is like kind of out of his bag, where it's like putting the two things together, like no run, second inning, plus 5.5 for a team. It's like, it's an interesting philosophy on betting on baseball day in and day out.
I agree with that.
Okay. So we got one kind of content creator who offers picks, one solely entertainment account, and one pretty much straight picks account. The next one I want to spotlight for us is an entertainment account who also offers picks. I'm going to go with our boy Slop Rules. He is just highly entertaining. He'll play into any market. I don't tail him religiously by any means.
Sure.
But when his plays come up, or when his posts come up, I always read them. Yeah. Because I'm entertained by the way he puts it out there. The kind of blind universal optimism. It's a gag. I get it.
It's an awesome gag.
I get that like some people would get tired of the gag, is I guess what I'm trying to say, but
yeah.
I enjoy it. I think it adds a certain amount of levity to what's really happening here. And he is the ultimate proponent of 1% of bankroll on every wager. And I think he was the one who first kind of, outside of you, also
Sure, yeah.
Ryan, he drilled that home in a series of posts around the time I was saying I need to figure out something else. And so I credit him with that as well. He offers sound, sage advice, entertaining content, and his picks aren't bad either.
Right. He's actually quite successful in the pick market. Like, there's a variance always. And some of the stuff is a little strange that he's finding.
Right.
Obscure markets and same game parlays and stuff like that. But I did tail him for quite a while. Yeah, it was very entertaining. I would certainly put him on the top of the list.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're new to this. Because, it's funny.
He'll help set you straight.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Kurt, what you got?
Next on my list, I've got Jut Picks. So JUTPICKS. Jut Picks, I've been following him a long time. I don't automatically, I don't always tell every play that he puts out, but he does put out a lot of great plays. I mean, he's a winning sports bettor. He's up in baseball this year. He dives into a lot of unique markets. I know he's been hammering hard the first at-bat props on FanDuel, which offer ridiculous odds at plus money. So, and he's been doing really well at those. But he puts out same thing almost. He does almost the same thing that guy Betts does. Puts out a couple plays a day. Writes articles on them. So you can go ahead and read his analysis of every play that he has. And he always recaps as well. So with his record and what he did on the day, what he's doing on the week and on the year. So very reliable as far as getting picks.
Transparency. Transparency is key.
Yeah, transparency is huge.
Especially if you're going to blindly tail someone. Like, also, don't ever blindly tail someone, even though that's exactly what I do. But make sure they're transparent and you believe what's actually coming out of their mouths.
Yep.
You'll find your level. None of us blindly do anything.
Yeah,
we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to check their picks and then see their follow up, make sure everything's right on the units they've won and their record, and once that matches up for you, you'll say, okay, I can trust what this guy is putting out.
Yeah.
I always feel comfortable when I'm placing one of my wagers, so it's not blind. It's whatever insight we have based on what we know.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got, RJ?
All right, so next up, I'm going to go really well-respected professional gambler. Not a free pick account, though, but worth a follow, and that's Bill Crackman. You guys follow him?
I do.
You
I
follow
do
him?
not.
Oh,
No.
boy. All right. Well, this will be good for you. So, yeah, like I said, he's a professional gambler. He was on the Showtime action documentary series. You know, there's some really good content on his account around sports betting in general. You know, he's on Gil Alexander's show, I think, once a week on VSiN. So you always get a little highlight clip of that. You know, a little bit of advantage play type of stuff. Like, even if he's talking about video poker. And one of the more entertaining things is he's really taken a liking to recording these little videos of slot machine vultures in casinos. So it's like, have you seen this?
I'm in. I love slot machine vultures.
Yeah, so they're like, you know, they're trying to intimidate people to get off slot machines
Yes.
because they know the bonusers are about to hit.
Yes.
And so like there's like little gangs of them. And like so he's kind of like, you know, like Billy in the streets. Like he's like recording them and like shaming them for being the vultures, like trying to get people off these machines.
As
And
they should.
It's hilarious. So yeah, good content. Like it's all, you know, it's all really good gambling content in general, but it's also entertaining. Super legit dude. I used his paid service for free for a while, of some coupon or something. So yeah, if you're into that sort of thing too, I would recommend him for that.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, then I'm going to follow up the Bill Crackman and release one of the more obvious, I think, one of the bigger names out there that I have been following in a fascinating way recently, and that's Brad Powers. Have you guys seen what he's been doing with spring football season?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Set a new
Unbelievable.
record for the games he's watched or
This
whatever.
guy is watching every single college football spring practice available. He's re-watching like a lot of last year's college football
Yes.
games.
Yes, he
is
is.
constantly posting information. If you're excited for next season's college football slate, if you're looking to prepare, if you're looking into future, he's dropping hints and clues as far as what he's doing
man.
left and right.
Yeah, full transparency. I am a paid subscriber to Brad Powers' newsletter, and he did just release like 200 college football plays or something. And it's like, you know, it was very much after the fact. It's like, yeah, here's all the action I have so far. And I scrolled through like the first 10, and I'm like, okay, these lines are long gone.
Yeah.
But kudos to you for like shooting this many shots already. So
Right.
he is super dialed into this sport. So if you have any interest in college football gambling, put him near the top of your list for sure.
And that's what I would do.
I love him ragging on Colorado. That's been my favorite Brad
That's a fun
Powers
gag.
contact
Yeah.
this whole time is him ragging on Dion. Like him posting every transfer that that leaves, goes to the portal. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The thing is it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Colorado. We don't have time to get into this.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think his whole point is good luck in year one melding
Yeah.
this all together. No matter
Right,
how much
of
talent you
course.
have, no matter where you are, this is a whole bunch of mercenaries coming in,
Yeah.
firing their shots
Yeah.
with Colorado.
Public
So we'll see.
perspective,
Right.
public perspective versus reality. So,
All right. Kurt, what's your number 3?
Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Hitman.
Hitman.
The Hitman.
What's he do?
Hitman is well, he's widely known for NFL. I mean, he is a sharp NFL sports bettor. Fantastic on futures. He really gets the best lines for future bets, and he's also on Covers. He does some videos for Covers.com.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, releasing plays every week.
Yeah.
He'll do player props. I did pretty good off of his videos last year. He's pretty sharp on that, but he puts out a lot of good content about futures markets. So I'm definitely dialed in as far as my NFL for Hitman.
Yeah. I do like his content. I didn't realize he was like really on release play video situation.
Yep. I think he does one for every prime time game.
Oh, neat. I'll have to look
think.
into that.
Yeah.
Steve Fezzik's always talking about Hitman, like building him up as like one of the dudes.
Yeah,
but yeah, you
I've
don't really
noticed that.
Yeah, you don't really see him much like on the radio shows or anything like that. I don't know.
Nope. Low key, but
Low key, yeah.
But
Good account to follow though.
Good account to follow.
What you got, Juice? Who's your
Oh, I'm up.
third one?
A little bit shifting gears here. I'm going to go at Vital Vegas, just
Nice.
in general hyping up and being a novice Las Vegas traveler. It's good content. Some of it's a little weird, and some of it's a little like some people in this whole like Las Vegas Twitter sphere, blogger sphere seem to hate this guy for some reason. But I love it. I love everything about it. It's everything from, you know, the Tropicana's getting torn down to build a baseball stadium to here's a $9.99 steak joint. So I like everything about it.
And you tweet some of his.
Oh yeah, I retweet
You
him very
retweet
often.
him. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, him or her, I shouldn't assume, but
Yeah.
yeah, good. I I guess maybe the key takeaway here is like, maybe get some stuff you like in your life, not gambling touts on your Twitter feed, so you're not a total weirdo about your Twitter feed.
I didn't include this name, but go ahead and throw Super 70 Sports on your Twitter feed as well if you want some good content that's just completely random.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, again, this is supposed to be all for entertainment. So
right. I mean, that counts huge. They have so many followers.
I think somebody gave that dude, like, he's going to make a show.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But the content's great.
It's so good.
And what's that handle again?
Super 70 Sports.
Super 70 Sports.
Yeah. That's not my fourth one. For my fourth one, I'm going to go ahead. That's a bonus.
Bonus.
This is our last. We'll stop it.
Yeah.
Our last one on our Mount Rushmore, even though it's not a Mount Rushmore. Okay, I'm done. MLS Live Podcast.
Okay.
I picked these guys. Their podcast feed has only a little over 200 followers right now. The guys individually, they're each a little bit well known. Sports Prophet, I want to say, and Jay Some Footy are the two guys behind this. And I've followed Jay Some Footy for a little over a year, and he made me money last year in MLS, and I'm up so far this year as well. So the interesting thing about the live podcast feed is that they do their weekly podcast show. They offer news. They're always retweeting interesting things about MLS if you're interested in that. They have fun on the account. You can kind of see them interacting with each other and doing all those sorts of things. So you kind of get that broad range of if you want to get into MLS and you're looking for something outside the usual, these guys, they deserve a follow. They're putting out good content. They're having fun with it. And they're kind of like us, only in their own little world.
Yeah. I try to put you on the spot, but do you listen to the show?
Occasionally. I don't catch it every week. I do go back. I try to go back and grab their super collab plays. Like they do post a pick that comes out of it, but they also talk through the matchups. If I'm bored, I'll listen. If not, I go grab the play.
Yeah. I got to get into soccer more. I just feel like it's the next market to really try to dabble in. And
it's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. I'm sure Las Vegas has a team, right?
Right.
They're my favorite.
Chicago has a team.
Yeah. We keep talking about taking the family up to see a game there. Just never seems to happen. Maybe Las Vegas will come and play them.
I'm going to go to you, RJ.
Last one.
Who's your last one? Your fourth.
All right. So as we're talking about how there's nothing to bet on, what a great opportunity to really start dialing in on your fantasy football strategy for next year. So I'm going to throw out there, Fantasy Football Today is my favorite content entity. So it's affiliated with CBS, but I've been following these guys for years. They have different perspectives around just about every aspect of fantasy football, and they release content daily. If it's not the main three dudes or four dudes, it's somebody else. So if you need a little fantasy football fix, add that to your feed.
Yeah, that's awesome, because one of the ways we've found an advantage over people like Kurt in fantasy football is we actually do fantasy football research prior to walking into my backyard for the draft.
Now I will say, now that we can bet on sports, I hardly do any fantasy football research, but it is something to have in the background.
We still do some.
We still do more than most people.
Just to let the audience know, I did win a fantasy football league that the three of us were participating in. So
also let it be known that is not true, because the results were contested, because his opponent in the championship game had both Joe Burrow and another player going, and it was the Bengals game, and we didn't get to finish the game, and we agreed you get the bigger payout, but the determination of the result was not finalized.
Whatever.
All right.
I don't remember any of that. I remember that football game not happening and everybody being pissed off. But
that was our championship game, and I had two
too.
players going, and I was down like 20-some points or whatever still, but it was not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, almost forgot to hit the drum roll button this week.
All right, Kurt, last but not least, who is your number 4, number 1, whatever you want to call him, capper, or count?
My number 1 account is easily got to be Jolly St. Vic. That's Jolly St. Vic, at Jolly St. Vic.
And with that winner of an account, we're going to call it there. You guys have a great rest of your weeks. We'll talk soon, audience.
Peace.
Thanks, bye.